Hi, everybody. It's great to be here with you all. Thank you again to Women in Climate for organizing this session today on COP29. My name again is Emilie McGlone, working as a director of Peace Boat US, and I've been coordinating lots of youth programs at COP29 this year, and every year try to bring many youth from diverse regions of the world to come share their views. So really excited for today's session. So with us today for our speakers, we have Kylie Lai, Pooja, we have Reem as well. Thank you for being here, everyone. Great to see you all here. Wonderful. And I guess just to start off, maybe we can start with a quick introduction to everyone. If you can tell us if you've been to COP before, and also how was COP29 for you from a youth perspective, compared to like previous years, if you've been before, or if it was your first time, what were your impressions? And maybe we can kick it off with Pooja and then go to Reem and then Kylie.
Thanks. Yeah, so this was my fourth COP. I started in Glasgow and then have been every year. So a bunch of differences across the years. From the access perspective, I would say logistics and transportation were really good this year, but we missed daylight in the venue. It was really dark. For badges, they reduced the number of badges given to Western NGOs, which impacted youth access to the space this year. And it was also reduced, Youngo had reduced badges as well. For accommodation, Glasgow was a special case where somebody from Glasgow set up this kind of neighborhood, open your homes to provide housing to youth for free or reduced costs. And we haven't seen that happen since then. And there was subsidized accommodation last year. This year, only during COI, not during COP. So that's been a struggle. And then food, Nika touched on this. In Egypt, it was insanely expensive, but after we all complained, after like 2 days, they slashed prices in half and made drinks free. This year, for some reason, I don't know if the complaints weren't enough or what happened, but prices stayed super high. I can talk about more later. Let everybody introduce themselves.
Thanks, Pooja. And those are some great reflections, all very true. Reem, would you like to go ahead?
Hi everyone. First of all, I would like to take the credits to thanks everyone behind this incredible platform to amplify women voices. So I'm Reem Mansoori from United Arab Emirates. I'm a youth representative. So regarding to your question, Miss Emily, was my second COP experience, but the first one was a bit different than now. We're at COP28 in Dubai. I participated as journalist with the CNN Academy, where most of my participation was focusing on media field, how we can work, we align with the UAE government to ensure the escalating the successful of the vision, and also encourage and ask questions during the press conference. Moving to COP29 Baku, I was a youth representative. From youth perspective, I truly felt that my voice was heard. My proposal and discussions gained significant attention from the UAE and the host country Baku government. Platform like Pavilion, UAE Pavilion, and the Green Zone create space for meaningful discussions and including direct engagement with the key stakeholders like the Ministry of Youth, Sport, and also I can't forget the massive support we received from his office. Also, that has allowed the opportunity us to present our ideas and advocate for youth-driven solutions to climate challenges.
Great. Thank you, Reem. Thank you for those reflections. And yes, working with the governments in these cases can be very good for many of the partners, especially in the region. I could imagine that was really helpful for your youth delegation as well. Great. Kylie, how about yourself?
Hi, thank you everyone. So thank you Women in Climate for organizing this platform. It's really important. So this year I had my badge from my organization, Common Kernel Lab, as a youth representative, a youth delegate. And the job myself, it's also training a bunch of young people from Hong Kong to COP as well. So this is my third time. Been to COP twice on ground. The first year it's through online. So comparing from the one in Dubai and the one in Baku this year, I could really see that young people are, I would say we have more access to a lot of rooms and negotiations as well. So so we do have a lot of students who went to COP in the venue, and they're much easier to get into the working groups, not just from Youngo, but also in the other constituencies as well. So in Tongo and Ringo as well, and also in the negotiations, there are more platforms for them and more opportunities for them to speak up in the intervention. And for me, myself as well, I was working on SBI 17, gender and climate action, climate change, and we're trying to push forward things. So this year I'm going there as a representative of Younger Women and Gender Working Group, and also as a member of the Women and Gender constituency. So we had a lot of bilateral meetings. It's easier comparing to last year that we are able to, I coordinated for bilateral meetings, and also we have 6 demands, getting 4 demands being adopted in the final text about the gender and climate action. So this is something that I want to highlight.
That's great. Congratulations, Kylie. That's really great work, and also leads perfectly into our next question for everybody, which is really about what do you feel were some of the accomplishments you had from COP29 for the youth delegations? I know there was a lot of challenges and finding negotiations that would bring about change in the financial side as well. But I know there were also a lot of great, advancements. So maybe we can go back to Pooja and then Reem again, if there's anything you want to highlight just for 1 or 2 minutes each.
Yeah, thank you. And for context, the first 2 years I went as a Youngo delegate. The third year I helped set up 2 loss and damage fellowships and ran a pavilion, entertainment and culture pavilion. And this year I had my own delegation for Youth Climate Collaborative. So let's see, in COP27, we had the creation of the COP Youth Envoy role. And then last year that role was formalized in text. And so we had our third or second official youth envoy this year, which was amazing to see. And Flora Newman and others are working to really institutionalize and build continuity between each government's role with the youth engagement programs. So they took the youth curriculum that Dubai created and made it a free online course for youth this year, which was good progress to see. There's been an increase in youth negotiator training programs and an increase in the number of participants in those programs between just the youth negotiator program led by Heatha and Marie Claire, and then also the one by Climate Reality. Then there's a Latin America scholarship one. And so it's been really nice to see an increase in these. And let's see, and then the Dubai Youth Dialogue Forum happened, and this year we saw the Youth Dialogue Forum come back, but this time there was a open call for youth speakers, so we all got to throw in our names for that. I'll let other people go.
Great, thank you, Pooja. Reem, how about you?
Yeah, so at COP29, I felt a great sense of accomplishment when I presented my 2 innovation proposals that I worked during my time at Moderator program, the Futures and Stability program, where I present my 2 innovation proposals. The first one was about addressing desalination water solution for conflict zone to make it accessible, affordable, and adaptable, and also the second one focused on waste management and the circular economy. The positive feedback and the interaction with experts was incredibly motivating and encouraged me to further pursue this idea. Also, another key moment was during thematic day, to be more specific, when all the youth delegates collaborated to pass actionable recommendations to ensure maximize the youth involvement in the upcoming COP. It feels like we truly representing the global youth community fighting to secure their place at discussion-making table. Seeing our recommendation taken seriously, it was literally significant step forward in ensuring youth voices. So yeah.
Great, thank you, Reem. And Kylie, did you have anything else you want to mention as far as any achievements?
Yeah, I would just keep it short. So I will also really like to mention that with this platform, I see a lot of familiar faces that I met in COP, that we are also working on women and gender as well. I recognize so many faces here, and thank you for that. In this year at COP29 as the youth representative, I do see a lot of opportunities that we can actually move and push things forward, not just on youth ourselves, but also collaborating with other constituencies and groups as well. So one of the very important things I like to mention that we have accomplished is adopted the gender responsive language. Not very good yet, definitely, but we see there's a take it or leave it over here. And also we have the words of having the Lima Work Program being extended. We have the refined and the review timeline of 5 years of the Gender Action Plan, and also including the gender desegregated data, which we have been fighting for so many years, and combining with all the people's effort together. So this is something that I want to mention.
Great, thank you so much, Kylie. I know we almost are up for our panel here, but maybe just one last word from each of you. What was your personal highlight from COP29? Maybe just 30 seconds each if you want to share any highlights from this year.
Someone
I will
else
go
first.
first. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I did an action, collaborated with the different constituency together. So one thing that I would really like to highlight is I have been banned outside of the negotiation room, that I wasn't being allowed to go in. So I had to make a fuss to go in there. I had to do a lot of fights to go in there, but it's all worth it. And women are not just important to climate action. It's climate action needs women in it, because we are not alone. We are not saying stuff in the negotiation table on behalf of our individual, but instead we are representing hundreds and thousands of women groups together in the world. So each action is really important, and I hope to go to the Bonn next year, because it's really important for me to bring in the LGBTQ aspects in it as well, because we failed to see it this year.
That's great, Kylie. And I'd love to just mention the comments here. Jesse, thank you for the message there. It's true. When you know you're making a difference is when they really care to, have some questions about what you're talking about, what you're doing. But it's great to make sure that you do, stand up for yourself and make sure that you can get into those spaces. It's really also important. And always feel that you have all of us behind you, all the women going to Women, in Climate and at COP, supporting each other and making sure that we have access to the spaces. That's great. Reem, do you want to go next? And then maybe we end with Pooja?
Yeah, sure. So honestly, in the end of the day, the most important things was the highlight of this COP is the human connection I made. It was truly inspiring to meet so many individuals who share the same energy and the same passion and the same determination to create positive change in their community. It was just reminded me that with collective motivation, even the biggest dream can become reality. And also, back in the day during COP, it was very proud to see most of the youth representative are women, and how they can speak and negotiate, and the way they hold a discussions. It was such incredible.
Great, thank you, Reem. And Pooja?
Yeah, I'll be super quick. So even though, we need $1.3 trillion to address loss and damage, mitigation, adaptation, and we've only got 300 billion, the QG text did, however, urge that climate finance efforts promote inclusion and benefits of vulnerable communities, including women, girls, children, and youth. So that's a vital step to make sure that our voices are heard. And then I'd be remiss to not mention the Universal Youth NDC clause. So, the NDCs, the next round for submission is 2025. And basically this clause asks for countries by February 2025 to pledge to increasing youth inclusion in the text. So this means pledging to appreciate that children and youth are important drivers of climate action, collaborating with youth on the implementation of national action plans to integrate their perspectives and communities, and educating children and youth on climate change impacts and solutions to empower the next generation of climate champions. So the UK has made this pledge, and we really need to see other countries make this pledge by February.
Thanks, everyone. Well, thank you so much for joining this panel today. And I look forward to the rest of the speakers this session. Thanks.